right. Hello. This is Zach Batista with the B2Z Podcast. I'm here with my co-host, as always, Mr. Brandon May.
Hello, everybody.
And two really cool, kick-ass guests.
Got it.
I got Kevin Childs. We're actually here at his home right now. And Derek Billingsley.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, guys?
How's it going?
Two heavy hitters, man. Season 2 just began. We're bringing in some heavy hitters. I wanted to start off this episode by saying congratulations on your baby.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Zach is now a father. This is a new episode. You know, he's turning, he's probably tired as hell. You know what I mean? He ain't slept. We were just talking about all kinds of shit outside. And,
I appreciate that, guys.
He just had a little boy. And I'm not going to give names and all that stuff just because that's his business. But, yeah, congratulations to him.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you guys.
These fellows we have are coming on right now are fathers, too. I only bring people on that I respect. These guys are definitely people that I respect in the tattoo industry. Their work speaks for itself. Please go check them out on their Instagrams. And you guys could be the judge of that. But I think they're fire.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, man. Both very different styles, but could be called traditional artists, which is interesting. One of the things I enjoy the most. They've had long, illustrious careers, traveled around the world, worked with some of the heavy hitters. So what the information you guys are getting today is not something that you would often get. So this is a treat. Here you go. You know what I mean? B2Z, Kevin Childs, Derek Billingsley. Let's start. And this is the first interview with two people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
This is a big moment for us, too.
Yeah.
It's probably a different dynamic, huh?
Yeah, glad you guys
It is a
could be a
different
part
dynamic.
of that.
Yeah, because, I was thinking, do I do individually based? So I'm like, yeah, but we could bring them on separately after that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I want to speak
whatever,
as a whole. How long you guys been tattooing?
16 years now?
16 years?
I just counted the other day, 17.
Yeah.
17 years now?
Fucking longer, doing it longer than I haven't been, actually. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All in Southern California?
Nah. It's been all over the country at this point. Living-wise, I've tattooed all over the world, though, at this point. But been in Southern California since 2016.
Yeah, that's one of the things I thought was cool. This fool, he be traveling around. He's been all over the place. And
What was your favorite spot, Derek?
Here. Orange County specifically. That's where I moved to. Lived in Huntington Beach for a while.
That's crazy. Orange County would be like the spot out of all the spots that I've
man, when you ride motorcycles and you come out here, like, dude, nice weather year round. I don't have to shelf my bike for whatever period of time. I'm like,
Man, it's just a place for traditional, man. Like, if you go to Orange County, that's traditional tattooing, I think.
Yeah.
You know what I
But
mean?
above everything, like, man, every other move was like, all right, job opportunity, cool, let's move there. Let's do this. Let's step in my career in the right direction. This was like, I want to spend money that I've worked my ass off for all these years. Let's go have fun. So I actually had a roommate. I lived in Nashville before here. And he was in the music industry as a tour manager and stuff. So we just so happened, I was out in Orange County in a city of Orange, guest spotting. This dude had just got off Warped Tour. So he was out here too. At the same time, we were lucky enough to have two friends give us bikes to ride.
Yeah.
He was already my roommate in Nashville. We just looked at each other on the ride and we're like, hey, dog, are we moving here or what?
Yeah.
But we had just got the house. So it's like we already knew, I think, 6 months into the lease, we're like, hey, after this 6 months, we're outro. We're moving. So I had somebody to split the bills and do all the shit and move out here. And it was just made it seamless.
I think that's the fucked up thing about California, man. It's hard to move somewhere after you live out here for so long because anything you want is here.
Yeah,
You know what I
the
mean?
outside things like that are they're unmatched for sure.
That's the reason why everyone wants to come here, man, honestly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I
even
did
on
the
the
same
beach
shit you
areas, the
did.
weather ain't the same.
That's exactly what I did, too. I went right down to Orange County after. I was down there for 7 years tattooing, too. I mean, fuck, who doesn't want to live by the beach, dude? You know what I mean? And the weather. And
Literally rode
at
up
that
with
time,
bikes,
too,
yeah.
before being a dad, man, Orange County's fun. It's a party, man. It's a good time, especially tattooing.
What shops were you?
So I was at Newport Tattoo, and then every once in a while I'd sit at HB Tattoo, hang out with those guys.
That was the original Newport.
The original one down on the
beach.
peninsula. Yeah.
Because that one, I don't even know where that one is.
It's on the peninsula. Yeah. You go down Old
Huntington,
Newport.
We avoid Newport, so I don't never.
Yeah. Well, fuck. Every time I usually went to Huntington, anyways.
Yeah, Huntington's
I
the
like
spot
Huntington,
for
but
just regular folk.
that shop was really cool though, man. I mean, dude, it's been there forever. And then walk-in base wise, because everyone's coming in there from vacationing and shit.
Yeah.
Dude, it was slammed all the time. I mean, that's how you learn to tattoo faster, dude. It was just little quick shit. You get them in, get them out. It was a good time.
That's what
I like that
conventions
place.
do too.
Is it like vacation tattooing or is it vacation vibe tattooing with regulars.
Vacation vibe. I mean, that was the other thing too. That was hard to build clientele because a lot of people weren't staying. They were just coming in, getting little souvenirs and taking off. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But yeah, little shit like that all day long. The more you can bang out, the more money you made. So I dug it, man. The vibe was fun. I had a good time down there.
Yeah, I worked in this place, St. Thomas Compass Rose at Landon shop. I went down there. He had fired everybody in the shop. He came in. Everybody was fucking around, and he fired everybody on a fucking island. Probably one of the dumbest things you could fucking do. He's in the middle of the ocean. You ain't gonna find no artists, you know. So he's like, So I go down there, and I start working. First week, there was like a hurricane. The thermofax goes out, so everything is hand stenciled. But the cruise ships are coming in, and everybody's getting these little tattoos. And I thought it was the stupidest fucking thing in the world, just because it's like, man, like you can't even get in the water now. Like you fucked.
They were getting in the water.
They're still going. Hey, dude, I was telling them they could. They're all, can I go there? I'm like, fuck it, go ahead. I don't care.
I'm not gonna listen to you.
You'll be fine.
I'm not touching it up. Go ahead.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
I was like, no, man, this doesn't make sense to me. But OC is definitely one of like the hearts of tattooing out here. They used to have what was it, Muse Inc. out there too.
Yeah, we did that a few years. Yeah,
and that was their convention. They need to do something like that.
Yeah. Well, they had that, and then the big one for
Ink and Iron.
Real tattooing was Ink and Iron. That was the real one.
I think that's the one.
At the Queen Mary, Long Beach.
Ink and Iron was at the Queen Mary.
So
that's not the one.
Muse Inc. is Costa Mesa at the fairgrounds. Yeah, that one's cool too. More of a local show, right? Mostly local artists. Ink and Iron was the who's who of Southern California, right?
Well, I don't know, man. I mean, Muse Inc. for a while was taking,
like that too.
Dude, they had a good lineup for a while, man. There's some heavy guys that would go in and out of there, and then obviously when Travis did take it over, they had like, I mean, the pool you had with the bands that were coming through there and shit, it was out of control, man. And the cars
kind of put a little weird thing with it because it became more about people that didn't even care about the tattoos. They're like, oh, I'm gonna go see Blink or this or that, which is cool, but
I did the same thing.
This is about tattooing to me. You know, I'm here to make money, and if
not me, I was like, I'm taking a break.
Because you're a local. I'm flying in. I'm paying for a hotel. I'm paying for a booth. For sure. I'm not here to fucking bump elbows. Like I got bills. I'm trying to
balance it out first,
right?
And then party.
That's the good thing with Instagram cracking off. It's like cool. You can do these events. Boom. You want to book appointments? Sick. Your trip's paid for with deposits.
Deposits. Yeah. Flying to conventions. I have never flown to a convention. The furthest one I've gone to is, I don't know which one's farther, is Reno and Sacramento.
It's probably about the same distance.
Yeah. It was cool. Angles, you know, I like getting out of my town and seeing everybody else's
Was
city.
that the Cap City one?
It was City of Trees.
In Sacramento?
Yep. City of Trees.
Do you still like doing conventions?
I do. I like conventions. Yeah, just because like I don't like so I like the vibe of convention. I like wearing my fresh ass clothes. You feel me? Hold on. We talking that shit. You feel me? I like to wear my fresh ass.
I came up to the booth. I saw it.
Having my table laid out and like
he had a presence for a minute. I walked up.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like we had OnlyFans models in the shit. I had my homies in there drinking and we had bottles and like they was doing yay next to me. Like it was a good time. You know what I mean? Like it was a good time. So that part I like. I feel like there's always this rival competition type ego overtone in a convention that I don't like because you can meet somebody outside of a convention and they'll be like, oh, what's up, buddy? You know, and you see them at the convention and they're fucking cool guys because they got creases in their shirt that day. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I don't fuck with that, bro. That at that point you're a bitch to me. For sure. You know what I mean? Yeah, if I see you like and you're supposed to speak and like bro, you a bitch to me, you know?
Yeah, that's a lot of the convention circuit. It varies within styles of conventions. Yeah. When it's invite only, when it's just traditional tattooers, when it's black and gray, there's a different vibe for sure. There's cool guy traditional dudes that most of the dudes who actually do really good traditional don't fuck with. Yeah. Right? Like people put them on this pedestal and most dudes are like, those dudes are lame. Yeah. You know, because the real ones are usually cool. We're friends with whoever.
And that's what I was getting ready to say. Like, but on the other end of the spectrum, when somebody's cool as fuck, and they give you a print, and they're like, I like that shit. It's tight too. Like, I met Cartoon. It is, I met Cartoon. I was like, yo, look at my shit. You know, like that happens at a convention. It creates opportunity. It's not that I want to be in there because I was losing my house, losing my shit, We already paid for it, trying to get shirts and
You were
prints.
about to make the move to our shop at the same time. I remember that.
And that's why I had was the first. And then I told him the first, and it should have been like the 12th, low key, just because I needed time to kind of calm down after, you know. So I was like,
for sure.
When I was in there,
it's a whirlwind.
yeah. But it all worked out. And sometimes I feel like the more pressure you put on yourself, like the better man it makes you, because you go through things rather than just staying in
definitely.
the fucking, you know, the shallow end forever.
Well,
Definitely.
Those are the days you grow, right? Like you don't grow when everything's good. Like I talked to you about like hitting the gym and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. It's easy to go to the gym when you're motivated. I feel good. Boom, boom. Got my pre-workout. I'm ready to go. I ate my meal. I'm doing good. It's the days when you wake up, you're like, motherfucker, I do not want to get out of bed.
That's right.
You go to the gym, that's the day you feel like you got the most growth. And it's the same thing with everything in life. It's like, cool, this really bad thing happens. It's not, don't look at it and be like, oh, woe is me. It's like, man, that thing happened for you, not to you. You know what I mean? There's a big
100%.
difference between the two. When you look at it like, man, I'm blessed with this opportunity to go through this terrible thing.
And
I know I'm going to be strong.
And it just shows you what you can take and what you're capable of. 100%, man. I mean, I've been through that situation back when, I mean, fuck, dude, I've walked away from a shop. I had a relationship fall apart, dude. I went from losing, like, you know, being in this big house to going to like a 400 square foot little place with my daughter. Man, kick myself in the ass. And, you know, you start to build yourself back up. Do you realize you're like, dude, that shit ain't shit. All that shit's just shit. And you can all build it up, work harder, and fuck, dude, it ain't going to stop you. You know what I mean? And it builds character, dude.
Let me ask you guys this. Circling back to the convention circuit and then your guys' growth as artists, was there any kind of mentor or heavy hitter out there that you really looked up to, or you had a memorable event with, or taught you something different, or a different way to look at things as you were going through your career?
Fucking question.
Yeah, I'm sure there's endless things I could say, because I've always been one with such a humble mind that I've learned valuable things from apprentices, from shop helps, like even ways to make a stencil. I learned from an apprentice. Like, but if you have this ego about yourself, you're not going to learn nothing. So it's hard to say one artist by any means. With that though, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of just an accumulation, I think, of years of
just circling around different people and different styles and the way they work, and
But that's a big benefit. Some people that only work in a certain style, like my actual mentor, I don't think he's ever done a real traditional tattoo his whole life. He could say, "Oh, I do it," because most people say they can do it, and then they do it, and you're like, "Oh, you can't do it." You know what I mean? It's very apparent when dudes don't do traditional and try to do it, right? My mentor never did traditional. He did, back in the day, dude, he would do a tribal sleeve one day. The next day he'd be doing a black and gray realism portrait. The next day he'd be doing new school, freaking red background, you know what I mean? Just everything. And that's what a tattooer is still to me to this day. Even though I do mostly what I do, I just did a tribal phoenix the other day. You know what I mean? I'll tattoo whatever. As long as it's a tattoo, I'm doing it. Like, I'm here to make people happy. Like, you know, it can't all just be girl heads and skulls and shit, which, I mean, a lot of it is.
It'd be cool if it was.
A lot of it is, but yeah.
Cool if it was, because it seems like I do a little bit of, oh shit, what'd I do the other day? Fucking purple and green clouds?
Yeah, it goes in phases, because then you'll get where you're doing a bunch of cool shit.
Yeah.
It's just part of tattoo.
Which ain't bad. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying I do a little bit of
still
everything,
better than any other job.
That's true.
Imagine working for a boss, an actual boss.
No. I haven't done that shit. I don't remember the last time I filled out an application.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time I filled out an application.
I think about that shit like often. I think about that shit often. I'm gonna bring it into that area. This is taboo, right? This is like, oh, dude, you're a tattooer. Fucking, especially with these guys, right? Fucking look at Derek. He's like, I'll fuck you up. Like, get a job, I'll fuck you up. You ain't shit. No, like I think about it all the time. Like even with their strong fucking mindsets towards a thing, there's things that a father needs to do, and that is bigger than the tattoo world, and that is to feed their family.
Yep. Which I get.
Tattooing is in a state now where people are pulling in part-time jobs. They're jumping from shops. They're moving from loyalty to gain percentages. They're doing private shops. They're tattooing from home. You know what I mean? Like permanently. They're like legends now are like, fuck it. Like I'm gonna get a studio. Or how do you guys feel about that? What direction do you think it should go in?
Damn, that's a tough question to even answer. What direction do I think it should go in?
Yeah, or just how do you
I don't even know how it could even change, and I mean, I feel like the train has gotten so derailed, dude, that I don't think there's any way to bring it back. I don't think anybody really wants to God damn, I don't even know how to answer that, dude.
I tell people I'm fighting to tattoo. I fight to tattoo. Every client that I get, I'm fighting for that client.
Well, the thing is,
because
too,
there's
though,
so many people that are pulling out that same motherfucker.
well, I think a lot of that has to do with, I got to bring it back to social media. I think social media is the major problem with a lot of that, as far as, you know, people opening private studios and shit like that, right? Nobody wants to work for a reputable street shop anymore, because a lot of times you don't need a fucking street shop to stay busy. Because you've got social media, you've got Instagram. I mean, right? I mean, that's the way I think about it. So a lot of times, these guys are like, fucking, well, I don't need to work at a street shop because I'm pulling all these clients off my Instagram anyway. So I'm just going to open this little studio. Now, you know, even in Upland alone, we got like fucking how many 30 private studios probably right around the corner. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think as long as social media and it's that accessible without people just walking in, it's not going to go back to the way it was. Well, there's no way.
Yeah, it's not just, I guess YouTube would be considered a type of social media, right? YouTube kind of is.
Yeah.
But there's so much information on there, and it's like the barrier to entry of tattooing has gotten so low. They've demonized people. You have to treat people a certain way to teach them. You can't teach someone who's got an ego. So when you come in, just like the military, you're going to get shit talked to you. And if I don't talk shit to you and I ignore you, I fucking hate you, right? Mm-hmm. But if I like you and I see potential and I want you to get better, I'm going to talk shit to you. And then you know what that does is it builds up a level of humbleness in you that then you can learn. Not only that, if you don't have that shit, why are you going to treat anything with respect if you haven't fought for it, right?
100%.
Like if you fight day in and day out, wearing fucking stupid shit outside, washing cars, fucking beating up random people because your mentor says swing on that fool, yes sir, you know what I mean? If you're not doing that shit, this shit's whatever, dude. I don't have a level of respect. Like I was taught, you have to tattoo for 10 years before you're able to teach anybody to tattoo.
Yeah.
That shit's gone.
I felt like that was opening shops too. Is the same way.
One shop will have 5 apprentices at a time, and he's too big an asshole to have a real crew of actual tattooers. And all he has is a bunch of little fucking minions. They all suck at tattooing. So the barrier to entry has gotten so fucking low that I think the only way that gets corrected is what we're seeing currently, right? Everyone can agree the economy is fucked, and tattooing is feeling it really hard. Good tattooers, lifetime tattooers who we eat, breathe, and sleep with this shit, are slower than we've ever been. Are we still able to pay our bill? Yes, thankfully. Like we're great.
Is that economy
but it is
and
going to rid out these?
Is that economy
shops.
or is that just the amount of tattooers that are around here too?
That's
too many tattooers.
Definitely part of it for sure. But I think what's going to happen because of the economy, a lot of these people aren't going to continue to stay afloat. I know shops that. I mean, what shop was that I think you were telling me, or Steve? Someone was telling me a shop that's been there a long time in Riverside.
Elizabeth Street.
Yeah, are they possibly closing? Like I've heard
they
other
might
shops
lose their lease just because of the constant change of everybody wanting to sell.
They want more money.
Everybody wants money.
Oh shit,
yeah.
Dude! They just did that shit to my uncle's shop down in San Diego. Lucky's, sold it right underneath him, dude. He was like waiting for his lease. He's like, dude, what's up?
So
what's going on? And they fucking sold it.
Correct it is a weeding out process. The real ones who have been down from the get go. How many years did you prepare for the winter, right? As a real tattooer, it gets slow in the winter. So what do? You stack back a little coins. All these new dudes are like, oh my God, it's slow. It's like, motherfucker, how long have you been tattooing?
Yeah.
Well, it goes back to the old apprenticeship shit you're saying. That's why we stick into it so hard, dude, because we already know. We've been fucking beat up. Well, we know how to stick through it, you know?
I could say I'm salty right now. I'm salty as fuck.
I know.
Right now.
I see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I see you walk into the shop. I'm like, fuck, Brandon's on one.
Yeah. And for those of you who don't know, I'll give you a little history. So when Brandon came to work, you guys all work at the same shop at Breakthrough Tattoo.
Yeah.
And how long have you guys worked there?
I've been there about 4.5 years now. By 2020, I started.
You're the longest, right?
Yeah, I think so now. Yeah.
Shop's going on. It's been there 13 years.
13 years, yeah. And I've been
besides the owner, he's the current longest artist there. Me and my wife lived in Rancho. I was doing the commute back to Orange County tattooing all the time. She was pregnant.
Yeah.
Baby was due in March, so February, the month before, I'm like, all right, let me get my ducks in a row. I didn't even know any shops. I would have moved out here years ago, but I didn't know any legit tattoo shop, like traditional shops in the area out this way. I only knew Orange County. You know what I mean? So finally, pushed the narrative. I had to do some research, popped in a few shops, feel it out, came into this shop. I knew his name, never met him, just from the Orange County kind of scene. We kind of know who's who, you know? Just part of the scene is small, as big as we were talking about it being, it is very small of good tattooers. Yeah. You all kind of know each other usually. So yeah, February I made the move to Breakthrough. So I haven't even been there that long either.
So where's the saltiness? Now let's jump back. Where's the
My
saltiness?
salt?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me sprinkle you real quick.
Yeah.
Is it hot? You guys want me to turn this fan on? I didn't mean to cut off on this. Would you guys want to turn this on?
You just gotta fuck up
I was
something.
gonna say it might fuck up the lighting.
Oh, will it?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
good?
My bad. No, I just felt like people were sweating a little bit, so you let me know and I'll turn the fucker on. All right, keep going. I didn't mean to cut it off. I didn't mean to cut it off. I was just saying I didn't mean to cut it off. Good, keep continue. I didn't know. Okay, all right. This room gets hot, man. I'm just telling you.
Why am I salty? I'm salty just because I moved. A lot of my clientele is not coming there. And I feel the pressure. And it's in a time when there's not a lot to pull from. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of clientele to pull from. I have to learn the area. I have to meet people within the community. I have to build new relationships again. You know, a lot of the way and how I work through tattooing is people that I fuck with. You know what I mean? People that I want to sit with, people that I'm inspired by, people I can learn from. So, you know, it's a bummer that a lot of my clientele didn't come. And that's cool. You guys like I don't forget a fucking thing. And if I see you, you know what I mean? Like
I don't know.
So
I still think you got a little bit of time though, still, to be completely honest with
Totally.
you,
No,
because
but
I've
I'm
done
literally
that jump a few times.
I'm literally
Like,
getting shit like, oh, that's far. My in-cap was like, man, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, it's fucked
So
up.
question.
Yeah.
Is this the first time you're tattooing in an area you're not
This is
from?
the first time ever that I've moved.
okay,
That is exactly
and that's
why.
why. Yeah.
Yeah.
I moved across the country pre-social media.
How was that?
I made it.
How was that building up the clientele?
You got to put that time in there, man. People got to know you're there.
Get this. So I apprenticed in Oklahoma City. First job opportunity I got outside Oklahoma City. The coolest place to go outside of Oklahoma is Dallas. Dallas is
Okay.
only 3 hours away.
That's right.
So I went down there, did some guest spots, got a job opportunity. I started working this job. I didn't have no clientele. I think that's when I first. So when I first started Instagram, it was a photo editing app. Wasn't a social media. It was literally like all these other apps. You get on there, put a little filter, boom, boom, boom. Oh, look at that. That looks cool.
A lot of people
Really
food
look
and stuff
shitty.
like that. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
That was when you saw the hashtag. You're like, what the fuck is
and
that?
everyone-
Yeah,
I did
what
it
is
everywhere
that
at the
thing?
shop in Dallas was like, hey, you gotta make an Instagram. I'm like, make an Instagram. I've seen that app. I know what that is. Making it. I don't need that shit. And he's like, no, it's like MySpace or some shit. I'm like, oh, okay. So, anyways, I got there. Zero clientele, nothing, right? Look, they did have some walk-ins here and there. It's do your best tattoos, treat people right. That's the first step. But back in the day, there was places that were penny a flyer, right? So I'd make a flyer, and you could go to this company and you could tell them, hey, I want you to hit Plano, Dallas, Lower Greenville, all the areas you wanted it to hit. You could specify, I want only houses, or I want apartments, I want houses. And you would literally pay them a penny per flyer. And I made a tattoo flyer with, at the time, very shitty tattoos, right?
Yeah.
I haven't been tattooing very long at all.
tight. I love this.
I shouldn't have done this at all. But I put together front and back, shop address on one side, phone number, that general bullshit, and the other a bunch of shitty tats, right? And I would do this all the time. I would pay them penny a flyer, and they literally would go to these houses and flyer. Fucking everywhere.
Oh, shit.
And I got booked up from it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and I just continued to tattoo, and then Instagram slowly developed because I started painting a lot, started creating my own art, and then I was like, well, I want to build up a clientele of my stuff. So when you're wanting to do that, you gotta cut the costs. You gotta make stuff a little cheaper to have better quality tattoos to show people, and then once people start seeing that, people get what they see. If
I
you're
have
only posting
discounted
cool shit,
flash
they're only
going
gonna
right
get
now. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have discounted
That
flash
is a
going
good
right
idea.
now.
That
I post
does-
a
it
daily
works.
discounted flash in that area specifically for somebody to walk in.
For sure.
The only way you could get it is
It's
walking
definitely
in.
humbling.
Trying to,
I will say that, Brandon.
Oh,
And so
it's 100%
for sure.
humbling.
Even me, dude. I just left
because-
Orange County, and I'm
Well,
decently
it's
busy.
It's starting to show. It's starting to
Yeah.
show now that they're starting to figure out where you're at. So
yeah,
you're
but
you're
it
picking
always
up.
takes a little bit of time.
Yeah, always. Yeah.
It's-
I mean, I had that same problem too when I went from here to Orange County. When I came back from Orange County here, it's the same fucking thing. You know
You'll
what I mean?
notice a difference in clientele. People that are really serious about the tattoos, they'll continue to travel. It's humbling because you'll do tattoos in an area and only that area, and then you'll get back in New York is the same. Oh, it's
Like
too far.
Shannon needs to come in and finish his sleeve. Shannon.
Right.
Calling him out on the.
But you get people that
Shit.
go to you. They go to you because you're convenient, because you're close, or they like you, or this or that. But when you get people that are like, all right, I'm driving wherever this guy is, right? That's when you're like, okay, I'm doing things. It's different. It's a different thing. Like it's easy to get tattooed locally,
but it's a necessary evil.
It is.
It is.
For growth. It's crucial.
I could 100% put myself back in the same situation where I was not growing and I felt like I was focused on the wrong things and taking for granted what tattooing is. This is an opportunity to do cool shit around cool people. You know what I mean? And draw and fucking do art. You know what I mean? Like I get to do that shit and get paid for it. Like I want to get back to that rather than trying to be this fucking businessman. And I wanted to get back to my family too. You know, I haven't got to that point yet. The money's got to come first and then I can get back to my family. You know what I mean?
I will say too, give you kudos and give these guys kudos. I always pay attention when he compliments the artist. And when he first told me he was going to Breakthrough, he goes, oh, yeah, Inkcap. He goes, look these guys up. Derek, Kevin. And that's when I looked him up.
Dog.
I was like, okay, all right. Yeah, you guys got some fucking hip. He goes, I'm going there to learn. He goes, I'm going to put my head down. I'm going to fucking learn from these guys.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
that was the first words out of his mouth. Yeah.
Well, that's essentially why you get job opportunities, right?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to deal with somebody who thinks they fucking know it all.
Well, not only that, too, you don't really want to be the best guy in your shop either. You want to go somewhere where these guys are doing clean shit. That's the only way you're going to learn.
Which is humbling.
It's like anything. It's like skateboarding, right? Remember when you were a kid skateboarding? Same damn thing, dude. I want to be around the guys who are doing some shit so I can learn.
Dope about tattooing.
Yeah.
There is no fucking in between. Either your shit is fire or it's not. We can see it, motherfucker. You can see it too. Yeah. You know, I see my shit. I'm working on my shit. I paint all the time. You guys see that shit. I'm trying to match the pace. I'm learning the pace, right?
Your perception of what's really good changes, though, right?
Oh yeah.
When you start out, like I said,
I still look at my shit sometimes.
Right.
Like, sucks.
But I'm saying I started tattooing in Oklahoma City with no social nothing, and it's whatever was maybe in the last issue of Tattoo Magazine, or maybe who your cousin got tattooed by, or whatever local guy is. Whoever was the best, that's the best tattoo you'd ever seen. That's what you thought was really good.
Right.
And then you start to travel, and you start to get exposed. And if you're lucky enough to be in a mecca like Southern California was with tattooing, there's dudes here that only have good tattoos. It's fucking amazing. Like 30-year-old tattoos that are amazing. Yeah. But a lot of places didn't have that. So now it's like your overexposure to great tattooing. That if you're getting bad tattoos, that's on you. You're a fucking idiot. Dude. You did no research.
That's one thing.
Right? Like nowadays, there's good tattooers everywhere. You can find them. You know, so
that's Instagram one thing. Sure. Like I've been lucky with. I've been around some dope ass fucking tattooers from the beginning of shit, and like now my taste is like, oh man, fucking caviar, dog. You know,
I got shit lasered off that I thought was like the fucking shit. My mentor's tattoos, right?
Yeah.
I got stuff lasered off because I was like, not that it was bad, but it just wasn't me, right? It just was like, man, like, all right, dude, like, let me.
One thing that I found interesting through going through B2Z, interviewing artists and stuff like that, and there's common things between what I call heavy hitters and people that have perfected their craft within tattooing. The Jims, the Fosters, the fucking whoever I mentioned, the Spikes, all these motherfuckers out there, you guys all perfected your shit, just so you're not pussy sore. Kev's like, nah, they haven't.
I don't know them.
I was going to say, I don't know them either.
No, I don't know. I'm just saying.
The only podcast I did watch.
One of the things I find interesting is that all you guys finish your stuff. Jim finishes his stuff. He finishes stuff. Kevin finishes all his stuff. And I say, hey, I go to him and I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you thinking when you're doing this shit? Like your composition, like, what are you like?
Like we're some savants or something.
They look at me. Just fucking do it, man. Like,
I was gonna say I'm the worst at advice.
No,
I don't know. You just fucking like this.
You're the same way as me then.
Like this, and he's like, oh, okay. He's like, what tones you use? I don't know. It's like there's like a little bit of black in that.
The first day I met you guys, that's what came out of your guy. He was asking like a real legit. You're like, you're like, that looks good. Yeah. Just go with it.
He's actually been because he'll ask some real deal questions that he's actually thinking about, and I'm like, motherfucker, I've never thought for a second about that.
Yeah.
Like, let me actually think about that.
16 years, you never asked that question.
Yeah. So another interesting thing, one of my favorite things, I'll go to my favorite things on these motherfuckers, right? So one of my favorite things, this motherfucker that,
Kevin.
This is wild. Okay. Right? He's fucking playing Russian roulette every day. You know what I mean? Like,
I already know what's coming.
So he makes his appointments, and I'll be like, hey, Kevin, what you working on? He'll be like, I don't know. I'll be like, what?
Dude, my clients hate it.
Like, I don't know. You know, whatever he wants to do, we'll do it. And then wait till his client comes in. Go back there, take the idea, and come out fucking the line drawing will look like chill, like, all right, clean ass line drawing, all hand drawn, right? All hand drawn. No digital shit. No digital shit, y'all. No digital shit.
Dude.
Does the tattoo, fucking immaculate every time. And it's in half the time of anybody that I've ever seen tattoo. And the blends are perfect. And the skin is fucking perfect. It's wizard shit,
I'm
bro.
the opposite. I have a full render sketch with color, black and gray, whatever it is, fully done. I'm talking a whole back piece. I'll have the whole fucking thing rendered out, fully set up, ready to go. And out of habit, I'm like, hey, dog, what you got today? I don't ask no more because I already fucking know. He doesn't fucking know.
Dude, it drives my clients crazy.
Absolute dog shit idea, and he'll still make it look like
It's the worst. Actually, it's not good. It's the worst.
It's actually not good for my mental health. Yeah.
It's the worst. Just because they walk in.
Right?
It did happen out of necessity. So I used to prep back in the day, and then I just got to a point after a while, like I'd draw this thing, I'd take a whole day to draw it, and then they come in like, oh, that looks cool, but I want this now. And I'm like,
a rose person.
fuck, I just drew. Yeah, I just drew. I took a whole day, and it used to frustrate me. So now I'm just like, I'll just draw when they come in, but it's not good because they'll come in and then, and every time I say to them, they give me the same thing. I'm all, what's up? What are we doing? Like, motherfucker, I just sent you like 4 images an hour ago. And I'm like, oh, yeah, cool. Well, just show me. Because I like to see exactly where it's going on the skin because I've drawn shit too. Yeah. And then they're like, I want to tuck it between this. And I'm like, how the fuck am I going to get it between that? And these guys use iPads for that
I'm
stuff.
gonna bust your balls on that.
Yeah, so they use iPads for that, right? Because they'll take the image, they'll take a picture of the arm, and they'll scan it. I don't know, dude. I'm just not there yet.
Beforehand, I just got to figure out what size.
I think it's something different than that. The thinker in me and the question that I would pose coming to you and being like, hey, man, you know what I mean? Like, I think you work better in that scenario. I think you
do.
If you were to plan ahead,
I do.
You might overthink it. You might do something different. I think you work best.
Yeah, I'm just a procrastinator by nature, dude. I fucking, I like last minute. I like the stress of the last minute draw. You know what I mean?
It's stressful.
It is stressful. I'm not going to say it's not. I try to make it look cool, but it's not. Like, I'd stress the shit out. And, I feel like, too, it's like, I feel like when it's on the spot and there's a design, I'm like, I like the way I drew it that one time. Like, it's perfect that one time.
Yeah.
It might not be, but I think it's perfect that one time. So
no, I definitely have some of that. Nowhere near, obviously, to your level. But I used to draw stuff. I get an email for someone 2 months out. I draw it 3-4 weeks in advance. And, that was too much. I'd overthink it. I feel like I would or not even overthink it. I would do it. I would be happy with the image, and I'd get around 4 weeks later to tattoo it, and I'd be like, I don't even know what the fuck I was gonna do here. Like, why does it look this? You are constantly progressing and changing and doing things different. That I got to where I was like, fuck that. I'm drawing everything the morning of, because then I'm stoked as fuck to tattoo it. I just drew it. I just rendered it. It's fresh. All the lines feel familiar because I just did that move. That when I get to tattooing it, I'm like, man, it feels smoother. It feels better. It feels natural, right? It doesn't feel so planned out. And because tattooing, really, if I could, I'd never book another fucking appointment again. Yeah. I hate fucking appointments.
I'm the same way. I'd love to do walk-ins.
Get something cool off the wall. It doesn't have to mean shit.
Yes.
Get a skull because you want a fucking skull. Doesn't have to be.
I wish we went back to that.
I don't give a fuck, right? Come and get a tattoo. Hang out. We'll probably be best buds.
That's another thing too, man. People should just hang out at the tattoo shop.
That's
it got so business.
How do you think I got into a tattoo shop?
It just got so business.
And they would say, "Hey,
I miss that
shit. You gonna get tattooed?" And I wasn't old enough, and they'd be like, "All right, get the fuck out. Cool. And I'll be back tomorrow."
I remember that shit too. Yeah.
Nobody hangs out. Yeah. Nobody wants to leave their house. They're like fucking little weirdos on TikTok.
Yeah, I used to go over to the fucking Empire down there in Upland. I just stare over the counter.
Yeah.
Like, you gonna get something? I'm like, nah, I'm good, dog. I'm just look, I'm out of here.
Yeah,
I'm just looking. I'm just trying to see, like, they're like, get the hell out of here.
I remember being a little kid with my dad going into tattoo shops and like thinking grown men were gonna fucking beat my ass. Yeah. Looking at me like, and that's like, I think that's what drew me to tattooing. That like taboo-ness of it.
The grittiness of it.
At any point in time, if I act out of turn or talk out of turn, these dudes are going to fucking draw me. But that doesn't need to leave tattooing.
But on the other hand, what was really cool about seeing these guys, I remember being that same thing, dude, just intimidating motherfuckers. And they sit down, they paint the coolest, like, most beautiful painting.
Shit,
You're like, what? That came out of that, dude?
And then those dudes
that's insane, dude.
Pure hearts, too, right?
Yeah,
so
nicest guys.
Yeah. You're like, these are solid dudes.
Yeah.
I think that's a big part of tattooing is the core is very heavy, right? Yeah. It's a negative to get in. It's, fuck you. All right, we love you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's fuck you, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Nah, he's all right.
Yeah, he's all right.
He's
Yeah,
all right.
yeah,
That goes
you know?
back to childhood sports and shit, right? We just fucking skateboarding, whatever. You talk shit to your best friends. I tell I got a 12-year-old stepdaughter and a 7-year-old stepdaughter. Live with us full time. Great kids, and I talk about that all the time. It's like, man, like I was actually talking to him the other day about it. It's like, man, like my best friends that I grew up with, we fist fought.
Oh, yeah.
And we still were homies.
Yeah,
These
yeah.
girls will bicker about this because she likes so and so and they like so and so, and it's like that's not the end of the world, you know. Like, dude, boys are just different, and that's the cloth we're cut from. We talk shit.
Yeah.
Our best friends, we talk shit too. If you can't fuck with each other, we're not homies. If I don't talk to you, I don't fucking like you.
Right.
Very simple, you know. So
I think there's a thing in tattooing too. I feel like I think a lot of guys, even some old timers, I don't know if they'd agree, but I almost felt like there was like a club to it in a way, like a group that you wanted to be a part of, something that a lot of people back then weren't a part of. And I always thought that was really cool to be a part of something like that. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to be a part of something different. You know, my family was all conservative, construction guys, cops, you know, to 100%. And for me, it was just like, what the fuck is this? You know what I mean? This is crazy. And I remember one guy, I won't say names, but I remember he was having beef with another guy in the shop. He brought a change of clothes because he's like, I'm going to beat the shit out of this guy and I don't want to get my clothes dirty. And I remember sitting in there, dude. I remember sitting there, dude. I sat back. I was like, I'm gonna hang out. I was gonna leave, but I'm gonna kick it for a little bit. It was insane. I was just like drawn to it. I was like, this shit is cool, and it was just something unique about it that I don't think a lot of people got to touch. Yeah. You know what I mean? Especially now, I think with how popular it is or commercialized it is, they're not gonna see that part of it. I don't think anymore. You know, that's gone.
I remember going to conventions and being like, man, I fucking know. I know that most of these dudes in this establishment right now, we all have some common ground, some commonalities. We probably could hang out, have a dinner, whatever, and get along and be homies. Now I go to a convention, I'm like, these motherfuckers are weirdos, doing this, doing that. Like, it's just different. I don't know. Maybe I'm jaded to it, doing something.
What's weirdo shit? Define weirdo shit.
Just shit that isn't about tattooing, fucking suspension and fucking, I don't even know. I've written off conventions for years. I mean, there was multiple years I was doing 30, 35 shows a year.
Hand poked?
That's whatever. That's kind of how, fuck, dude. I remember kids getting hand poked tattoos in junior high and high school.
And that's, you know, not to put you on the spot, but what's weird in tattooing these days? What's weird? Why is it the way that it is?
Fuck, I don't know. What's weird about tattooing right now? I'm trying to think.
Besides the obvious of looking at it straightforward, I don't know, man. I mean,
I have one question. Just stop everything and hold it. Do you think that drawing your drawings and the way that you go about it helps create a level of efficiency and speed?
for me, it does. I mean, I just think that's just how I taught myself to be efficient. You know what I mean? Yeah, it helps me better. I don't think I'd be that quick if I used a computer, dude. I like tracing paper and I like pencil. I even like to erase that shit. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't know. I think it's easier for me to do that and quick than it is to push buttons. I don't know. I think I've just developed that myself, you know? I
really enjoy that aspect of you. It remains true to the core values of traditional. That's part of one of the reasons I brought you guys on is you guys have habits that remain true to the core of tattooing.
I think I'm just stubborn too, man. I just look at it like it's a craft, and that's how I keep it, like a craft and a trade. Like, hey, dude, and you know, I know people that use pens and shit.
Hella stubborn.
I'm stubborn as hell. Everyone says that, dude. Even when it comes to like different machines and shit, you know. I know, dude, people could do beautiful tattoos with those pens and shit. To me, I look at it, I'm like, that's not the craft I was in. That's not the trade, you know. I love a nice
like
hand machine, hand built iron machine. I just think it's cool, and I'm not knocking anyone that uses it, but
no, there's a time and a place for certain styles. Those machines are fucking amazing.
yeah. But it just looks like a tool to me. Original, like a coil machine, just looks like a tool, and that's the craft. And
well, it's like riding a Harley.
You're a fucking dude throwing a hammer, kind of a thing, but
Totally.
you're not. You're doing it on,
well,
you know.
like why you chose to ride Harleys, right? You don't want to ride a crotch rock. It's smooth. It's fast. It's like, ooh, yeah, cool. Like,
Something loud.
Yeah, you go really fast.
I want it to rumble. I want it to
But
kind of
the
scare
anomaly
me.
is-
And coil machines are like that.
The difference is though, it still looks like you're using a wand because of the way that the skin is, the integrity of the skin. You're still able to pull off the techniques of a wand. If you're like, oh, I want a super soft.
But more
You
solid,
fucking do that
'cause
with
it's
a coil on bar
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
Thanks.
He's here.
I don't
That's
know.
why he's
I
here.
just
That's why
fuck. I don't know.
That's why he's here. Kevin Childs, y'all. Fucking look him up. He's fucking dope.
And
He'll
what,
be doing some
and
shit
what
on
was
me real
what was
soon.
what was Derek's quality that stuck out
Derek's
to you?
quality? Derek's quality is the way that he's structured within his stylistic things. Everything that Derek gets, he makes it his own style, and he doesn't fucking miss. It's fucking
true.
hard, bro. That is one of the
Appreciate
hardest aspects
true.
of tattooing. And he's within a color palette that he doesn't stray from, which is super hard too. So selecting the value and the tones of where you put the colors, your blacks, your greens, your reds, and stuff like that is so fucking hard because there's nothing but options. And then this motherfucker, his shit is detailed. So the level of opportunity to fuck up is at its height. And then he goes into it with a fucking 3 when everybody's fucking running a goddamn 9, which I was like, bro,
super tight liners.
I
Yeah.
was like, what the fuck are you I was like, what, is that a fucking 3? He was like, yeah. I was like, but it still looks fucking traditional. He was like, yeah.
That's real traditional.
Yeah.
You know, and this is in the beginning where he's not giving me much. He's just like, yeah.
Yeah. Just puts his head back down. Yeah.
That's the world we grew up in, right? Like you fucking. My mentor was actually funny story. I actually got fired as an apprentice at my shop because for one, I wouldn't talk to clients when they come in. I was super quiet, and for two, I wouldn't ask questions. Right? I don't know what the fuck to ask. I'm never tattooed. Right?
Yeah.
So I was watch. I'd absorb, and I'd watch, and then as soon as I got to the part of my apprenticeship where I actually could start practicing tattooing, all of a sudden the questions were flowing. Right? Because then I had something to relate it to. Because before I'm like, what am I going to ask? I don't. Like, I'm going to ask you how to work on a car. I don't fucking know dick about a car. So, where do you start with the questions?
Yeah, I got no questions. Yeah.
So I had no questions, and all of a sudden I did. And then it was, figure it out. All of a sudden I had questions, but I was tattooing. So he's like, oh, tough shit.
Yeah, he's even told me, I'm not going to teach you anything. He told me that like one of the first. And I knew.
Really?
Yeah,
You tell him
I
that?
like that.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not going to
I like
fucking
that I
teach
said
you
that.
anything.
That's cool.
What a dick.
Yeah. But yeah. And, you know, like, I'm going to go up to him and ask him, like, hey, you fucking teach me. I know, but they're like, fuck you. Yeah, I know what you're doing. And I got it. I got it. Like, don't ask me shit.
It's totally
Just
natural.
watch me
I don't
shit.
think about it. It's just,
And he's not wrong. He hasn't.
But once I know,
literally
I'll
said,
tell
hey,
you.
Brandon,
Yeah.
if you do this, then this. But he's definitely influenced me in a way where he's influenced my tattooing. You know, he's left an imprint on my tattooing where he'll be like, or shit. Yeah, I can tell whether my work is good or not based off of if a motherfucker comes in my booth or not. I can tell if
Well, nobody comes to my booth, so what does that say?
That's not true.
I know, it's not.
I come look at
I
all
Consistent.
always bump into you because
Consistency.
I'd be swinging around tattooing.
Well,
and shit.
part of it is because, great segue. You know why we don't go in your fucking booth? Because you don't fucking hear us when we're in your booth
I'm
anyways.
deaf. You're
This
right.
motherfucker, he's got a bad rap. If you guys have ever
got
talked
a
to
bad
Derek,
rap.
Yeah. If you guys have ever
Not
talked to
listening?
Derek, talk to Derek at a convention, he's probably
I'm
not
about
fucking
my-
hearing you. He's
Yeah.
in his tattoo.
I'm about
that's
tattooing.
another
Yeah, he
thing.
is. Yeah, he is.
My thing is with tattooing is I want, even when it's the stupid fucking walk-in,
Yeah, you got
I
to switch.
overachieve. I want to do the absolute best fucking tattoo
And respect
I
to
can.
that. All respect
And
to
a
that,
lot of
you
it
know?
is the multiple sounds, the music, the machine. I do have trouble. And I really capitalize on reading lips too. So if I'm tattooing and you're talking, I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
cuz will get frustrated too. I like that shit.
I can't.
love
Yeah,
it,
so
you
I
know?
struggled real bad with the mask shit when everyone was wearing that shit because I can't fuck. I got to see your mouth, dude. I can't hear you.
Yeah.
So
So,
But
yeah.
I really get focused on it, and you'll notice in me tattooing, I'm very strategic in how I tattoo. Right? If we're doing color tattoo, we're doing the lines and we're doing the black, right? And then you're getting a break.
Yep.
You're not getting none before that, after that, because I have to take a break because I got to pour out the color. That's the only reason.
I'm
And
the
I
same
do
way.
that out of efficiency because I don't want people to start taking breaks and then shit hurt and then shit hurt.
Oh, yeah.
I want to make the job as easy and quick as possible for the client. If they show up and I haven't eaten, fuck, I ain't eating then. That's just how I am. I have to eat beforehand. I owe it to the people, I think, to give them the best version of myself
And you
as
do.
I can.
I do, and you
know?
do.
And so
you
that's
know,
kind of where sometimes people are like,
and nobody
especially at a
else.
convention.
And nobody else around.
Especially
you.
at a convention. I probably definitely have come off as an asshole to people.
Yeah.
There's so much
But
shit.
you can't hear shit.
I can't hear
That's why I don't
so
like
much
working those
background
anyways.
noise here.
Yeah.
shit. And honestly, man, there's too many fucking people.
Yeah.
There's
I
a-
lived in giant cities.
That's almost why I don't even do them anymore.
But I get kind of overwhelmed. I'm like, man, I just want to, like Philly show, right? For years, that's the busiest convention there was. I mean, I would do 10 to 15 tattoos one day. Traditional not
knock 'em
little
out.
trinkets.
Yeah.
Real tats.
Oh yeah.
Would not leave the fucking booth, but to walk to the fucking thermofax machine or use the pisser, right? And so I just would be fucking tatting. And the more tats you do, the more money you make.
Yep.
So why am I going to fucking talk to so-and-so? I'm like, motherfucker, I'm trying to make money. I got bills, right? I'm here to do good tattoos, make some money, get the fuck out of here. So that may come off to people who want to have their backs rubbed. I'm not that fucking guy. I've never been that guy.
Nah, he's not that guy. You know, it's a crazy dynamic in the shop. Everything works really, really well. There's a right amount of maturity, respect, mutual respect for everybody. Nobody's really messy in our shop or like sloppy as far as getting in people's business. Everybody has a respect for the craft and everybody's artistry. So it works out really well. You know, we do have tension moments where we just fucking talk shit back and fucking, you know, like just joshing and shit.
That's going to happen.
You know
yeah.
I mean?
Shit.
But
Shit, I see you guys more than I see my family.
That's part of the reason I went there. You know, like these dudes are not the dudes that you would just fucking go up and talk to. And I like that shit. You know what I mean? That aspect of, Derek looks like he'll fucking shoot you. You know what I mean? Like, I like that. You know what I mean? Like, that's my homeboy. Oh, yeah, that's my homie. People be looking at. We went in Popeyes the other day. They was just staring at his ass.
What's so funny is I've been so heavily tattooed for so long.
You forget.
I got fucking blinders.
Oh, yeah.
I ignore everyone in the fucking world, right? Like, somebody could be looking. I don't give a fuck, right? Like, I'll be out somewhere and other people, they'll notice it. They'll be like, hey, do you see it? I'm like, I fucking ignore it. But then it's funny because I'll go out of my way and I'll talk to people and they'll be like, "Oh, dude, he's so fucking nice." They're like, "What the fuck?"
I thought you were gonna be a dick.
Yeah. I can. It's cool though because being so heavily tattooed, I can definitely change the perception of that one person that day. Right? Like you hold the door open. Oh, you know, use your normal manners and shit. They're like, "Holy fuck!" Like, most people with face tattoos are assholes, and you're right. Most people with face tattoos are fucking pricks. They're gangbangers. They're whatever, right?
Yeah.
There's stereotypes for
Everybody's got their story,
right?
yeah.
I get it. And that's the fun part about it is being heavily tattooed, but being able to break the stereotype. You know, walking into a church for the first time and people looking at me like, oh, they think I need saved, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no,
y'all been saved.
I started talking to them and they're like, oh, we're on the same team. And then all of a sudden I'm like their best friend, right?
That's tattoo culture, though.
It is.
100%.
Like, we'll be at the shop.
Yeah.
Kevin will pull up in the caddy. One of his boys will pull up all patched up and shit like that. And I'm like, man, I love this shit, bro. Like, all right. You know what I mean? I'm like, look at this motherfucker. He look crazy. You know, like, look, like,
Yeah,
I get a pass, though. I get a pass.
And those normally are the coolest ones.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
Well, they got nothing. They got nothing to really prove when it comes down to us. You know what I mean? There's nothing to prove. They're just okay. What's up? What's up?
Yeah,
What's up? You know what I mean?
just the regular guys. But you know, it's
But
it's
is-
a look behind.
100%.
It's a look behind.
Well, it's that culture that we are drawn to, man. I love that shit. That's that culture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what it is.
Riders,
Bikes, heavy tattoos.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, and people will hate on it. You know what I mean? They'll hate on it. Oh, that's it's like, but it's life, man. It feels good.
I think as
I
long as
do
you're-
what I do
Yeah, you're genuine
because
about
it
it and it's
feels
truly who
good.
you are. That's what's up.
As soon as tattooing doesn't like do it for me anymore, I'll stop. But it's been. I think that's the amazing thing about tattooing is we do it every day, and it never gets fucking old.
I'm just kidding. I have a love hate. I have no.
He thought the whole change the whole rhetoric.
I have a love hate. I love tattooing. I love tattooing. Obviously, I wouldn't be doing it for 17 years. I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't love it. But dude, there's times where I do fucking hate it, dude. I'm like, dude, I gotta do this today. Fuck this. I don't want to do this. I don't. It's very hard too when you're going with like everyday life, right? I'm sure every tattooer in a minute. And then you got some bullshit that's happening in your life, and you got to go in there and be creative. Dude, that's a lot sometimes, dude. You know what I mean? Or even just I go to try to draw some shit. And then I can go online and there's 30 million of them that are badass. And I'm like, fuck, I got to draw.
Well, how do I draw it different?
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, but.
And, yeah, like with what you're saying, like, and he's asked me this countless times about developing a style, right? This is where I have told him something. With the developing a style, it's the only way you develop a style is to stop looking at styles, right? So you have to get off Instagram. You can't look at anybody else's shit because no matter what you do, looking at anybody else's, you're going to be the watered down version of whatever you're looking at. So the only way to develop your own shit is to get your chops up in tattooing and then turn everything else off. Do your own shit. Fucking do your thing, and slowly it'll eventually... Because I was there. I was like, I want to be one of those guys who's got a style and has all these appointments and shit. But The only way you're just gonna be beating your head against the wall. The only
How
way
hard is it to develop a style?
You just gotta stop thinking about it.
How hard was it to develop a style?
I feel like I blinked and it was there. It's weird. I don't know.
I still feel like I haven't fully developed my style. I feel like I'm constantly changing all the time.
That shit drives me nuts too. That shit drives me
constantly
nuts.
changing.
That shit is stylish as fuck. It's hard, y'all.
Because sometimes I because I've gone through shops of walk-ins where like I had to do a little bit of everything. You know what I mean? When I worked at 6 Feet Under, dude, it was like that. Like you didn't just get to take what you wanted to do. You took whatever walked in the door, dude.
That's why you're a good
So
tattooer.
if you're doing like traditional tattoos one day, they're gonna come in and you didn't book for yourself either. They had somebody book for you. So you'd walk in and you didn't even know what appointments are. Okay, this guy got this is what they want. Well, what the fuck is that? That's a realistic John Wayne, dude. I do traditional. Don't matter. You're gonna learn to fucking do black and gray John Wayne, and that's how it was. And it was just
On the spot.
man. And I think it was good in some ways. I think in some ways I was like, holy shit, how am I gonna do what I want to do if I'm doing this? But so I don't know. I don't know if I think people look at my stuff sometimes and they say like they could tell it's my tattoo.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm happy with that alone. That makes me happy enough. As long as they're happy with it, fuck it. That's cool. You know what I mean? But I could tell, when you see Derek's tattoos, like sometimes when they give you references too, I trip out. Like you'll take something. Well, yeah, I'm like, it's like a severed head thing you were showing me, and then it looks like Derek's. I'm like, how the fuck did you get that out of that?
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because I explain the style outside of just the physical style within tattooing. I say your style is how you talk, it's how you walk, it's how you dress. If you're being authentically who you are, your tattoos will resonate and show that, right? So you're not going to see some tough ass fucking dude riding Harleys, fucking grew up fighting, doing some whimsical bullshit. He's not going to. He's going to do fucking tough guy tats, solid as fuck, maybe a little harsh blends. That's just, if you're being authentically you, your tattoo will then have a style based off of that, like without even trying, right? You know what I mean? So it just naturally happens.
Well, I feel like I'm getting there. One of the last paintings that I did with the snakes and shit, that was for him, for his baby and all of that. That was for my boy. I like the way that one looked. I like certain things within that I actually wanted to pull from. I mean, I had a lot of crap. You guys saw me frustrated, But I feel like that last one was good. But let's take a little break and
All right.
close it out, yeah?
All right, and hello again. This is Zach Batista with the B2Z Podcast, and thank you for joining us for Part 1, Episode 2, Season 2, our interview with Derek Billingsley and Kevin Childs. Be sure to check out Part 2. That's out now. Thank you.